Okay, thanks for playing. The game is really connective tissue remodeling, which the web of our fascia reforming itself over time. The actual consistency of our body tissue, the muscle tissue, the collagen that connects the muscle together. The fascia is like kind of water gel. You could think of mucus, or it's like a suspension and partly diffusing, so that as we move around and breathe, the pressures created are helping for these fluids to move around. And that means that if we can move in a way that generate pressure, breathe in a way that generate pressure, is going to assist in the circulation of these fluids. Exclusion zone water, as per Gerald Pollack, the fourth phase of water, this gelatinous, electrically charged water. Uh, I've heard it referred to also as plasma water for that reason, with the plasma systems that differentiated ions, creating like a consistent flow of movement. Building up your fascia and those elastic recoil responses to certain movements, stimuli that, like, if you lift up your right arm and lean to the left, for some people, when they do that, it's gonna really potentiate turning back to the right to the point where they could throw a strong left hand or take a powerful step. And for some people, that movement does not do the same thing, and that has to do with the way that their tissues are structured. This body bag, fascial web, it's like the silver skin inside with the collagen and the orientation of the liquids is actually adding a lot of impulse to the movement or not, and subtly putting the joints into different positions as well, holding patterns which will keep you into particular positions. You could call them muscle knots or adhesions, to be like pretty simple about it, but it goes a lot deeper than that. Finding the right angles and force vectors to yank on this fascial web, body bag, these really strands of collagen, longer kinetic chains that can occur across multiple joints. For example, like from the trapezius down to the sacrum is like a long vertical sheet that, as you're standing, is all going to be taut with tension, and what happens to it, which way your preferred leaning is going to be, that sort of thing. Essentially, any axials like that, as you're standing, anything that's going to connect on that longitudinal of like your trapezius to your sacrum, or like your sternocleidomastoid to like the bottom of your rectus abdominis, and considering these things acting as longer kinetic chains of communication that can happen through the liquids, that like differentiated ions carrying kind of, it's allowing for really quick transfers of electricity, like proximal communication between segments of tissue, to where I use the example like doctor hit you with a hammer on your knee and you kick away real fast. uh, when your foot hits the ground, if you lose your balance, these sort of things can be adjusted on the order of really quickly like that with the reflex. um, so then taking time to program reflex is one other aspect of training your connective tissue and connective tissue remodeling.